Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 409 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. I'm your host, Brent Hanks, the owner and CEO of Recruit Me. Recruit Me is an athletic recruiting education company. Go to recruit-me.com to learn more about Recruit Me. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is one of the free and inexpensive recruiting education resources provided. The last 2 episodes, episode 407 and 408, are parts 1 and 2 of an interview with Scott McCowan. Scott is a friend and a competitor from my past. I played basketball against Scott in high school, and Scott went on to play basketball and football at the NAIA level at Central Methodist University. Scott then coached basketball at the NAIA level, the NCAA Division II level, the junior college level, and the NCAA Division I level. Scott settled back into a career as an insurance agent and the father of 6. The interview focuses on his daughter, Raegan. Raegan just finished her freshman year at Western Illinois University as a student athlete on the women's basketball team. This episode is a review and an expansion of some of the topics, points, and advice Scott gives as Raegan waded through her recruiting process. We also discuss her first year on campus and playing at a mid-major Division I team, and how a successful first year took her into the transfer portal. Let's dive deeper into the experiences of the McCowan family. During the interview with Scott, you found out that he had a background that involved being recruited and involved him coaching and recruiting college players. But the recruiting landscape has changed in the last 20-plus years since he coached and played. Factors like the internet, social media, name, image, and likeness, and the transfer portal have changed the recruiting landscape. Raegan starts getting looks from college coaches early in high school. She got looks during the summer between her freshman and sophomore years. And the summer between her sophomore and junior year, she started getting, as Scott says, winks and nods from college coaches. This means that college coaches found a way to let Raegan know that they were watching without officially contacting her. College coaches cannot personally contact a student athlete until the start of their junior year of high school. But through on-campus camps or through the student athlete's high school or club coaches, they can get word to the player. Scott points out that female athletes many times get recruited earlier than male athletes because females generally mature earlier, and college coaches can see what the size and the speed of a female athlete might be. Male athletes may not mature until after their junior or senior years. I have done other interviews with parents of recruits, many that were recruited years ago, and they were still not totally prepared for what their kids' recruitment would be. I think, especially with club sports, the myth that college coaches will just find you is still prominent. Scott had advice for student athletes and their families to ask for help. Reach out to people that have been through the recruiting process. By the way, that is what Recruit Me is for. One piece of advice from Scott to both Raegan and to you is to set parameters. Set parameters with different levels of play and academics. Take into account where the college is and the schedule of play. He really emphasized to be the head coach's recruit. Meaning, take notice that the head coach is involved in your recruitment. That may not be the most important, depending on the level or the sport, or just how the program recruits, but it certainly helps to have the head coach involved in your recruitment. Remember, the head coach, in most programs, makes the playing time decisions. When I was introducing each of the interview episodes, episodes 407 and 408, I listed most of Raegan's high school awards and accolades. She was named 3-time All-Conference, 3-time All-District, and 3-time All-State Academic in high school. Plus, she was awarded All-State Honors and the Conference Player of the Year. With all of these awards granted to Raegan, you would think, as Scott and Raegan did, that the highest and the largest programs would come calling. Raegan had many NCAA Division II programs calling, and a few Midwestern mid-majors inquiring. Scott mentioned these schools: Evansville, Bradley, Western Illinois, and Lindenwood. Lindenwood had just moved from the Division II level to the Division I level. When all the high school rewards come in, most that get them envision going to the most prestigious and successful programs. Scott felt Raegan was under-recruited, as most parents think, but by setting their parameters, Raegan felt Western Illinois was the right fit. The coaching staff, the future teammates, The new conference, Western was moving into the Ohio Valley Conference, and the level of play all fit Raegan. Another point that Scott brings up in the interview was that once Raegan entered her junior year of high school, she got contacted directly by college coaches and took visits to campuses, and she got some offers. Scott said, quote, "Once there were some offers out there, then it really picks up from there. One offer leads to another," unquote. This is why I talk about starting educating yourself about recruiting as soon as you enter your freshman year of high school, or as soon as you can in high school. The junior year is generally go time. Preparing before actual contact can be made by college coaches will have you better prepared for the contacts, the visits, and the offers. Go back and listen to past episodes of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and visit recruit-me.com and get the free Recruit Me Power Pack. For only $39, you can get the step-by-step Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. That is a 200-plus page manual, workbook, and worksheets that guide you through your whole personalized recruiting journey. So get your Recruit Me 3.0 system today and create your own college list, parameters list, develop your own introductory email and player profile, and be ready for the fast-paced junior year and senior years of high school in recruiting. You get the feel in both episodes of the interview, episodes 407 and 408, that Raegan's college choice, both athletically and academically, was a good fit for her. She merged well with her teammates and coaches and performed well on the court and in the classroom. Her coach realized early that Raegan was fitting in and that there was going to be a transfer portal event at the end of the season. The Western Illinois head coach started re-recruiting his freshman player, realizing that a high-quality mid-major performer would be getting calls from Power 5 conferences and other conferences. As Raegan's freshman year progressed and she racked up multiple 20-point and 30-point games, plus a 45-point game, and she received multiple Ohio Valley Freshman and Player of the Week awards, her stock rose as the end of the regular season came. At the end of the season, Raegan decided to enter the transfer portal. It was a hard choice for her to enter, and hard to tell her head coach and her teammates. In the recent past, when you told a coach that you wanted to transfer, you were most likely done at that school. But these days, many coaches and student-athletes don't close the door on a player coming back, like Raegan did, if a new fit doesn't work. Scott said that going into the transfer portal and Raegan getting attention was like speed dating. She made quick visits to schools that fit her parameters, had phone calls, texts, and DMs with coaches to get acquainted, and had to figure out how she would fit with the coaches, the players, and the level of play. So as Raegan has shown you, and has shown many other student-athletes, that they may not just get recruited throughout their high school years, but they need to be ready for their college years too. In the past, junior college student-athletes and graduate school student-athletes were mainly the only ones expecting to actively continue their recruitments. But the transfer portal has brought many, many more student-athletes into the fold. When you get the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System in high school, you may be using the 7 steps again in your college years. Again, thank you to Scott McCowan for a very informative interview, and good luck to Raegan in her sophomore year at Western Illinois University. And thank you for listening and learning about recruiting straight from people that have been and are going through the process. Go to recruit-me.com to catch all the past episodes of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. I have all the interviews that I have done since June of 2020 in an interview category on recruit-me.com. You can learn from interviews from golf coaches, basketball and baseball coaches, mental training coaches, and ACT test coaches, plus parents and athletes of many sports. If you are a football player or a soccer player, you will learn about recruiting from other sports too. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast doesn't just help you in your recruiting journey, but many episodes give you a look into and a feel for what college will be like. Recruit Me not only wants to help you navigate for the right college fit, but also for you to stay there and enjoy your experience. Thank you for listening to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. Please go back and listen to past episodes on your favorite podcast app or on recruit-me.com. Take advantage of the free and inexpensive resources Recruit Me provides. Sign up for their free recruiting power pack on the recruit-me.com homepage. You get 3 helpful recruiting tools: a PDF about the first steps to an athletic scholarship, an audio file on how and when to use video, and number 3, a template of a player profile. Also on the recruit-me.com website are all 400-plus episodes of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. Take advantage of all the different resources, advice, and insights to recruiting on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast past episodes. You can also sign up for the free monthly Recruit Me newsletter, packed with more recruiting information. The cornerstone to the Recruit Me education business is the Recruit Me 3.0 athletic scholarship system. You can get access to the Recruit Me 3.0 system on the Recruit Me 3.0 athletic scholarship system link on the recruit-me.com website. For $39, you get a 200-plus page step-by-step recruiting manual, workbook, and worksheets in a PDF or flipbook form. You get fast results by hearing from college coaches within 30 days of sending your qualified introductory email and player profile. There are simple and fillable forms to get results. The Recruit Me 3.0 system empowers you to own and control your recruiting journey. Plus, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. Why pay thousands of dollars to rely on someone else to hopefully get you in front of maybe the right coaches? Here's a look into the Recruit Me 3.0 manual. I'm reading from pages 29 through 32 of the Recruit Me 3.0 manual. Step 2. Write a great email or cover letter. Now that you've compiled at least a starter list of schools, the next process will take you through the steps to contacting coaches. You're going to be sending them what we call your introductory package. It will include an email and a player profile. In this chapter, we'll talk about the introductory email, and in the next chapter, your player profile. Just be aware that you will need both of them before you're ready to contact your coaches. Do not send the introductory email by itself, but send it with the player profile. A question comes up. Can't I just contact coaches online? All college athletic programs have an online process that you can use to express your interest in their program. They have their online questionnaire just waiting for you to fill out on their websites. This does speed up the process from a coach's point of view because applicants go right to the database for prospective student athletes. You won't be introducing yourself using these online questionnaires. Why? Because submitting your information online takes away from the personal, attention-getting nature of the process. How can you make your unique first impression if you are just one of the dozens or hundreds of athletes who have submitted an impersonal online form that week? It takes little effort to complete a form and submit it on 50 school sites, and coaches know that. A big drawback of using an online form is that you can only give facts, figures, and statistics. Usually there's no way for you to describe yourself, express your enthusiasm for the school's program, or show personality. It is basically a cookie-cutter approach that makes for a much less effective first contact than sending your introductory package our way. Therefore, I highly recommend that you send your introductory package to the coaches before you complete their online information form. You'll make a stronger connection with the coaches by doing this. When the coach responds to you, he or she may ask to complete his or her online form. We'll discuss that step on the chapter on questionnaires. The basics of your introductory email. Let's go through your email now. This is one document where you'll be able to make a personal first impression. Once you have your basic email written, this will be your model for personalized emails and letters to send to colleges you're interested in. So, a few important points about the email. Number 1, make it your email. This communication piece must come from the athlete because that's who the coaches will want to build a relationship with. We encourage parents to help craft the content, but make sure it is from the athlete. Number 2, make it brief. The key to an effective email or letter can be summed up with one word: brief. The goal is not to share your life story or all your great athletic accomplishments. That will come later, but a long introductory piece will turn off a coach quickly. They are only going to read the first few paragraphs anyway. Therefore, the email should be 4 to 5 paragraphs long. Write it in a Word document and limit it to 1 page. That's a good guideline for length. Then you can copy and paste into your email. Every word counts. This is an introduction to your student athlete, to the coaches. This all makes sense, doesn't it? You'll be surprised, though, the number of parents or student athletes who write multi-page letters that never get read. Make a good first impression by keeping this piece short and interesting. Number 3, choose your words carefully. You shouldn't just write whatever comes to your mind. In fact, you really need to choose your words carefully so that you can communicate key elements that will get the coach's attention and get his or her response. Number 4, tell the truth. You need to be truthful and accurate. Don't overinflate your accomplishments. Effectively communicate your successes that present you in the best light. But don't exaggerate and describe some other person. You want to be recruited for who you are. Number 5, be interesting. You must communicate the kinds of things that will get the coach's interest and that will make him or her want to know more about you. enough that they will write back. Don't be dull and boring by only telling facts. Let them see your heart and your passion for your sport. One of the worksheets in the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System is the Parameters Worksheet. If you will email me, brent@recruit-me.com, I will send you a free Parameters Worksheet and a free College School List Worksheet. So contact me today. Again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast.